Do you know which are the top 5 football nations in Africa? Today, we'll be diving into the rich tapestry of African football, a continent that has given us some of the most exciting footballing nations and iconic players that have graced the beautiful game. Throughout this journey, we'll be exploring the history, the triumphs, and the unforgettable moments that have defined these nations in the footballing world. From the pyramids of Egypt to the vibrant streets of Cameroon, from the bustling cities of Nigeria to the serene landscapes of Ghana and the Ivory Coast, each of these nations has a unique story to tell, a story that is intertwined with the soul of football itself. So, buckle up for a thrilling countdown that will take us through the top 5 football nations in Africa, based on their historical achievements and contributions to the beautiful game. With no further ado, let's kick off with our number 5. At number 5, we have the Ivory Coast. This West African nation has made its mark on the football world with a rich history that includes 2 victories in the African Cup of Nations. The first came in 1992 and the second in 2015. The Ivory Coast has also shown its mettle on the global stage, qualifying for the World Cup 3 times in 2006, 2010, and 2014. But a nation's footballing legacy isn't just about titles and qualifications. It's also about the players who have donned the national colors. The Ivory Coast has produced some of the most talented players Africa has ever seen. Who can forget the indomitable Didier Drogba, the powerhouse Yaya Toure, or the defensive stalwart Kolo Toure? Each has left an indelible mark on the beautiful game. From the western coast of Africa, we now move to the heart of the continent. Coming in at number 4, it's Ghana. This West African nation boasts a rich history in football, having clinched 4 African Cup of Nations titles. Their victories in the years 1963, 1965, 1978, and 1982 have cemented their place in the annals of African football. Ghana's prowess isn't limited to the African continent. The Black Stars have also graced the global stage, qualifying for 3 World Cup tournaments. Their crowning achievement came in 2010 when they reached the quarter-finals, making them one of Africa's most successful teams in World Cup history. The nation's footballing success can be attributed to its abundance of talent. Abedi Pele, Michael Essien, and Asamoah Gyan are just a few of the stellar names that have donned Ghana's national jersey. Their skill and passion for the game have not only brought glory to Ghana, but have also inspired countless aspiring footballers across Africa. Next, we're heading to the western part of Africa. Taking the 3rd spot, we have Nigeria. Nigeria, often referred to as the Super Eagles, has made its mark in the football world with an impressive tally of 3 African Cup of Nations wins. These victories came in the years 1980, 1994, and 2013. But their prowess doesn't stop there. They've also made it to the grand stage, qualifying for the World Cup 6 times. In 1994, 1998, and 2014, they even advanced to the round of 16, showing the world the strength of Nigerian football. And let's not forget the players that have made this possible. Nwankwo Kanu, JJ Okocha, and Vincent Enyama are just a few of the outstanding talents that have donned the green and white of Nigeria. Their skill and passion have not only brought glory to their nation, but also enriched the game of football as a whole. Now, we move to the Central African region. In the 2nd spot, we find Cameroon. Cameroon, the indomitable Lions as they are fondly known, proudly stands as one of the most successful football nations in Africa. The nation has celebrated victory at the African Cup of Nations not once, not twice, but 5 glorious times. These victories took place in 1984, 88, 2000, 2002, and as recently as 2017. But their prowess is not only confined to the African continent. The world has witnessed their might on the global stage, having qualified for the World Cup an impressive 7 times. The pinnacle of their achievements was reaching the quarterfinals in 1990. And who can talk about Cameroon without mentioning its legendary players? The likes of Roger Milla, Samuel Eto'o, and Rigobert Song have left indelible marks on the sport, etching their names into the annals of football history. Finally, we move to the land of the pharaohs, and the top spot goes to Egypt. Egypt, the jewel of North Africa, has a football legacy that is truly unparalleled. With an impressive tally of 7 African Cup of Nations victories under their belt, they stand as the most successful African football team. But their prowess isn't confined to the continent alone. They've showcased their mettle on the global stage as well, with 3 World Cup qualifications to their name. The country has also been the cradle for some of Africa's most celebrated football heroes. Players like Mohamed Salah, who's been leaving spectators awestruck with his swift moves and sharp shooting. Mahmoud El Khatib, a legend who's been an inspiration for generations of aspiring footballers, and Hossam Hassan, whose name is synonymous with Egyptian football. Their contributions have truly etched Egypt's name in the annals of African football history, and that wraps up our countdown of the top 5 football nations in Africa.